up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday. Man, you guys know what it is.
We're here, but we're not here.
I mean, we're here.
Nah, we ain't here.
Going in to what, like, I don't know, there's something about January where you just feel like, you know, new year, new me type of vibe, but not really. We'll get into that.
Man, I'm still me.
We'll get into, like, 2020 goals in, like, next week's episode.
2020 vision.
But, like, man, it feels good. It feels good to be in, like, a new year, because it's like, okay,
new decade.
Let's go. Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you look back and, like, look at how you looked a decade ago or how things were a decade ago. Like, it's wild.
Man, my skin was clearer a decade ago. I thought I was fat a decade ago. Like, listen.
Go ahead. Continue. What else? Go ahead.
That was me going ahead.
Continue. What else?
Nah, I'm good.
What else do you think about yourself a decade ago?
I don't know. It was because what was I? I was 16, so of course I was harder on myself than I probably should have been.
Okay. What?
Just all around, man. This not. Why are we trying to make this deep? It's a minute into the podcast, my friend.
I'm just trying to understand. what you're talking about.
Okay.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. Man, if you are new to this podcast, what's going on? If you are returning, yo, what's good? I'm Shadell, co-host of PagingTheSimpsons. I'm joined by my lovely wife.
Okay, why did I have fiance in my head? That's weird. I'm still getting used to this. Lauren, that's me. I'm the wife.
Yo, that was a perfect
weird.
ass intro, and you just fucked it up. I'm trying to tell you right now. That was perfect. That flowed. And you're like, why do I have wife in this? Like, dog, I'm sitting here saying it's like so on point, and you're just like,
I'm real, okay? People love the realness.
yeah, just like you messed up at the wedding. What was that? What'd you say? What?
Oh, okay, we going there. So why don't I just start bawling like a baby the whole time and choking on my words and not being able to even start my vows because I'm crying? Okay, don't go there, sir.
Dog.
See, my little slip up was cute. People thought it was funny.
People thought I was cute too. It's me, Mario. Oh man, guys. As 2020 unravels, it's been a slow news week, but we got some heat for you guys, as always. And you know what I want to talk about? Because I was curious about this, and it popped up.
Mad.
And what?
Tell him why you mad.
Oh, no, I'm not mad. But I was curious about this. I was curious about, like, Jake Paul and his whole, like, relationship thing, because you don't really see much about it. And I tune in occasionally to, like, Jake's videos on YouTube and stuff. What?
I don't.
I mean, yeah, you don't watch a lot of videos I watch, so yeah, I'm not surprised.
Of all people, them, like, ugh.
Okay. All my Jake supporters that are listening, that is Lauren that is hating, not me. I am not a Jake hater. Yo, you gotta give it to the kids, like, skills. Him and his brother, they make money.
Okay.
What? Go ahead.
What skill is there at doing stupid stuff that could kill you and it just happens to get you views?
That's a great skill.
They're just being young and dumb. That's all it is.
Are you going to do it?
No, because I'm not trying to be dumb.
But it makes you money.
Okay, but I have boundaries.
I mean, no, it sounds like you got another B word. You're broke.
Would you like to look at my business account, sir?
No, it doesn't matter because guess what? It's not as much as Jake.
I'm not trying to make as much as them.
You sure about that?
When you
it sounds like you're a hater.
No, listen, because we've talked about this too. When you get to a certain level of like richness, it's kind of like sickening.
To who?
Oh my God, to a lot of people.
Dog, if I got that money, I'm sitting. Like, I'm not buying pointless ass things like I've seen Jeffree Star do.
What else are you gonna do with them though?
I'm sitting on it. I'm letting those.
He doesn't get just pointless things.
Buying a castle with 16 rooms is wild.
18.
Wild. I don't even have 18 friends that I like.
No, it's true. I don't. Yeah.
Like,
that part's crazy.
No.
But like the bags and stuff, that's his form of like investing, like what you do.
No.
Sir. They appreciate.
What show were we watching? Oh yeah, that was the Dirty John show where the girl like collected like handbags and like kept
no, but it's a real thing.
I know watches and all that stuff. You know, collectible cars. I get it. There's different forms of investing and all that stuff. I just don't.
So that's not dumb, though.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the house purchase was wild. Yeah.
Well,
like, dog.
He's not the only one to do that, though. There's a lot of celebrities that do that.
Okay, we're going off on a tangent, which is cool, but talking about YouTubers that like have a lot of money to spend, or not even YouTubers, just people that you know from the YouTube space that have money, like Kevin, gaming with Kev, for those that may know him. For him to give you a breakdown of his Lamborghini to pay $500,000 just to lease the car and have it for a couple years, and you're still spending like a buttload of money, dog. $1,500 for an oil change is wild. Mm-mm. Like, I'm not wasting that. Like, I can't.
When your oil change is the same price or more than your rent or mortgage, that's insane. Like a normal person's like rent or normal.
$500,000 just to lease a vehicle?
That's also insane. That's more than
a nice house.
Most average people's houses, right? That's like 2 houses to a average person.
Like, I don't understand. Like, again, we're broke. So we're not in that tax bracket.
Broke.
We're not broke, but we're I guess middle class is what you would call it, right?
Well, yeah.
So, but it's wild to me when you spend that type of money. It's like, I get it. You don't have anything better to do, but like, I would probably be like sharing with friends and family, like trying to help them out and be like, hey, let me throw you a little bit, because instead of me wasting $500,000 on a car, I could be giving that to my friends or family, pay off their house or buy them a new house or something.
Yeah.
Like anything, dog. And you get like a little tax write-off for a gift or whatever that's called. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that. But back to Jake Paul and Tana. So they came out recently saying that they're in a break, which I know you're gonna have some things to say about this.
Well, first of all, if you're married, if technically it's called a separation.
No, it's a break.
No, it's not. It's not a break, and it's just like people are saying if it's called a breakup, it's not a breakup. It's a divorce if you're married. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how the language plays out. Yeah, see,
here's my thing. Back in like I think June, July, when they like did the whole wedding thing, it was interesting. You can listen to the episode to go off, like listen to her thoughts on it at the time if you want to go back that far. I'm not sure what episode number that is, but I don't know how to gauge this whole thing. And I was running through like Tana's Instagram and going through Jake's Instagram, and like Tana has way more like pictures of her like by herself, whether showing her like body in like some swimsuit thing or something, compared to like if you go to Jake's and like you see pictures of like, you see more pictures of them together than on Tana's, where you see like a few pictures of like, him and her like every now and then, and the rest of it's just her. And maybe I'm just looking a bit too deeper into it. I don't know, but it just seems weird to me.
Well, I feel like women do that once they're like, F you, I'm out. Like,
but like, no, like she's always been it. Like if you go back to like June, July, like it's just always been a lot more Tana, and then like every now and then I'll sprinkle in her.
She may be self-absorbed. I don't know.
But then I look at it and like, if yourself is your brand, I get it, but it's like, I don't know, because I see Jake doing a lot more of like sharing you guys, and we're doing this, we're going out Target, and we're trying to be cute with all these posing photos.
It's almost like then maybe he was the one trying to convince people it was real, and she was just along for the ride. I don't know.
Also, my random videos that I do watch of Jake on his channel, I really don't see Tana there. Maybe I'm just missing those videos, because I'm sure they happen.
Well, yeah, because also, I don't know. Did they ever actually live together, or like?
I don't think she lives in the house.
Exactly. So like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't think,
because you would think if this was legit, like say it's like a rich YouTube couple, okay, and it was a legit one. Usually it's like then you'd hear about, we got this mansion and we got this and woo, and this is gonna be our baby's room and blah, like like people would like make it known.
Yeah, but I don't think they're trying to get kids.
No, I know, but don't focus on that part. I'm just saying, like, people would make it known that they, like, got a house, or that they want to do a house tour, or that it's, like, this big thing, or that they moved in together, at least. This, you just heard nothing. Like, that's weird. That's true. Why would you be married and you wouldn't live together from the start when you're supposedly happy?
Yeah. So I'm going to read their caption. Tana said on Instagram saying, okay, I don't really know how to do a quote unquote we are taking a break post. What?
I just can't.
And this is weird as fuck. Man, potty mouth.
Oh, why? Because it's a girl?
Yeah. I'm happy to still be able to sit with Jake and laugh as we do this, but for right now, we are both taking a break to focus on our own crazy lives. I'll never know what the future holds, and I will always love Jake and everything we did. Hold up for a moment.
People always say that. It's not
Hold up for a moment.
What?
Okay. I get it. If you're a celebrity, because I would kind of put some in that celebrity like light where they got things happening, MTV, movie deals, whatever, boxing. Jake Paul has has a boxing match coming later this month. I get it. A lot of things happening, but it doesn't mean you take a break when you're in a wedding.
When you're married.
Oh my God! When you're married, you don't take
the wedding's one day. But
dog.
no, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Is in a real marriage or relationship period, you don't even have to be married, as long as you're committed, stuff's gonna happen. There's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be like, it can be you're really sick, it could be, you know, a promotion, it could be a job loss, it could be whatever it is, and you're supposed to obviously go through the ebbs and flows together and not just be like, let me deal with my thing and you deal with your thing, and then like maybe we'll come back together or maybe we'll just like separate
here's
forever.
The thing, because I don't think it's like sickness or job loss and all that stuff.
Right.
It sounds like, yeah, they got a busy schedule, trying to make things happen for each other.
But they knew this 6 months ago. Because really, how long ago was it? It was not long ago. Their lives were just the same.
Which leads me to say, I don't understand it.
It's not real.
And watch, this quote-unquote break they're going to have, you're going to see Tana with some other guy or Jake with some other girl, like within this however long like stint, duration, whatever you want to call it, like that they're not together, I guess. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, imagine you're doing your whole makeup career life. I'm over here in the corporate world doing my own thing, where like, yo, we don't see each other and all that stuff. I'm not saying, yo, we need to take a break.
Right?
That makes no sense.
No, that's usually where in an actual relationship, you would be like, oh, we need to make time for each other. We'll try and, you know, I don't know.
Yo, especially
like,
if you have the money
together or whatever,
exactly.
You know? Like, you...
It makes
if anything, if you're never seeing each other, usually if you actually like each other and want to spend time together, you would usually be like, hey, like, let's make a date. Let's put something in the books. Let's prioritize each other, because at the end of the day, yeah, everybody, like, life happens and all that, but at the end of the day, you still need to like have time together and downtime at all. Like, so
it doesn't make any sense. So she goes on to say, I'm grateful to know throughout this I've made a best friend for life and found someone to do life with when no one understood me. Here's to 2020 working on us and my new Lamborghini. Okay, I don't know why.
I know, I saw that part. I'm like, no, read it.
Since I get half of everything, no need for crazy speculations. This is coming from a place of nothing but love.
Since I get half of everything.
Thank you for the past. Wait, what?
What?
So it sounds like it's a breakup.
No, it sounds like a divorce.
First off, I'm not saying that they were together, dog.
Okay, so whatever. If you get half of everything, you were married.
Well, obviously, but I'm like.
But like, I'm like, really? She's over here talking about sad and like we're taking a break post, and then she has to talk about like, well, I get the Lamborghini and half of everything. I'm like, wow, that puts a bad taste in your mouth.
I'm so what? Okay,
that's gross.
So here's Jake.
I would not be thinking that if I'm over here like devastated.
Here, check this. Did you read Jake's caption?
I did not. I only saw Tana's.
So here's Jake's. He goes on to say, as Tana and I sit next to each other writing captions about taking a break while literally laughing at how crazy and stupid the past couple months have been, and cracking jokes about how silly this all seems. What? This sounds like so childish to me.
I don't understand that, because no.
So
I understand you don't have to be like, not everybody's gonna be sobbing and overly like devastated from a separation or anything, but like there's still some sort of emotion there. It's not just like a he let's just do this.
So Jake continued. He goes on and he says, I'm keeping custody of Thor, which I believe is his dog. But Tana's unfortunately gets my Lamborghini. I wouldn't change anything that happens. We're best friends, and right now it's best for us to focus on our lives and see what the future holds. P.S. Our friend started playing sad music while we were writing these captions, and we all started laughing our asses off. This is bittersweet, but it's it's what's best for us right now. The last thing we want to see is our fan pages speculate what happened. We truly just need a second to focus on our own lives and ourselves. Love you, Mojo, whatever her last name. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Mangia.
I never understood why it's pronounced Mojo, but maybe that's like a heritage thing. I don't know. Anyways, if somebody started playing sad music when I'm talking about my breakup or divorce,
I'd smack you.
Like, how is that funny? How is that funny? I just think of, when I was in the height of my worst breakup, and if my friends came over and just wanted to play sad music, I'd be dying. I'd be bawling into them. I would not be, first of all, I'd be like, why are you doing this to me?
Why are you torturing me?
Right? Because I'm like, I just did that for like 23 hours straight, but like, thanks. But like, I would also be like bawling into them. I wouldn't be able to even function. At the height of it. So like,
I'm going right off.
And when you have to explain to people, like, it's usually, like, see, that's the thing is when your relationship comes to an end, if it actually had substance and, like, people met whoever it was you were with and had relationships, like, if it was, like, a real, like, relationship, and then you having to go through and tell everybody that it's over, it's like a drawn out thing. Because you have to tell like your immediate family, your extended family, your friends, your coworkers, your etc. And it like kind of takes weeks, and you're just kind of replaying it over and over, and you're just like it stinks.
I really think that they did this for their, I'm not sure how the best way to word this, but like for their like celebrity star to like rise a bit more. For like, because Tana at the time had like the MTV show and had like things popping with MTV, and then Jake was doing whatever he was doing, which gets some views on YouTube and whatever else he has happening. So it's just like, I just think it's like one of those power plays where it's like, we're gonna do this, we know what's gonna happen, and it's gonna make money.
Oh my god,
that's what it comes to mind when I read these captions.
Mock the sanctity of marriage, and don't like. I have a loss of words. I just think it's really dumb.
Yeah.
There's other ways to go about that. Or like at least eventually come out and say you were lying, but no, you'll never do that because that'll turn people against you.
Exactly.
But like, because you know how like pranks on YouTube could be set up?
Yeah.
This is so much worse than that. Because at least those, you kind of know, like, some of them are, and, like, it's still funny, or you choose not to watch, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this is just, like, next level.
It happens all the time. I'm sure this happens,
so
like,
dumb.
in the celebrity world, where it's, like, we're going to do, like, I feel, like, for example, the Joe Budden and Sin, like, breakup, I really think they're playing it, and, like, I think it's drawn out for Love and Hip Hop, to make it more dramatic and all that stuff.
Well, when does Love and Hip Hop end?
I don't know. I think it's still happening right now. I'm not sure when it ends. It just started like maybe like a month or two ago. So I don't know. But I really feel like it's drawn out for that. And like, of course, you never know. Like you're never gonna see them pictures. Like all they have to do is like not take pictures, not be together in public.
Right.
You never
and not
like
post stuff.
Exactly. Like they could be literally home chilling, and like you would never know because no one's there to take pictures.
Funny? Like they go to Christmas, like right, and like they're just having their normal family stuff. They're all together. It's happy la di da. But you can't post anything. Is the main thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, but everyone who knows you knows you're like still together or something, which is so weird. That is so weird.
That's my assumption.
That's a liability as like a friend or a family member. You gotta trust these people because they sell people out all the time.
Or you just fake it.
Yeah.
Or you can always lie to your friends and family and say like, "Oh, we'll try to work things out and stuff like that." So it's like they're not sure.
Man, that seems exhausting though. Yeah, to have to really be together and like always be lying and always be like conscious of being in the lie.
Mean, to be fair, you say Shawn Mendes may do this.
Yeah, but that at least has a reason attached, if that's the reason.
I don't know. It just seems wild, at least for Jake and Tana, like their whole thing. It's so stupid.
That just seems exhausting. I wouldn't want to do that. Just let me live my real life.
So, as much as I thought I gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying this is a real marriage, I saw that. Like, I don't believe it. I'm not sitting there. I'm not. If we're going through a tough time and we're not liking each other because we don't see each other that much and we have crazy lives and all that stuff, dog.
So
like for example, you know what I think about? I think about David Dobrik and Liza Koshy. Mm-hmm. Like when they had to break up because like their lives were like crazy and all that stuff, and like they don't really see each other because they were trying to build all this stuff. Yeah, and like that wasn't a happy time,
right? No, and even in their video, so they still like there were parts in their video where they like would make jokes and stuff because that's who they are, and because people joke to help with tough times. Mm-hmm. But they were still like sobbing. Like they were still like, it was one of those where you're sobbing, but then you're like, okay, I have to say something because I'm like dying right now. Like, and
this is like the opposite where they're like, we're joking with you guys. And it's like, it's not, it just feels not real. Like, yeah. Mm-mm. So that's what I got on it. Like I gave them the benefit of the doubt that I'm like, hey, this is real. I dig it.
No, I never believed it. I think it's dumb.
But now I'm like, I don't know. You guys seem real sketchy. Watch. We'll see in 2020 in the next 3-6 months, whatever. When they're like, me and Jake are back together and all this stuff, and they make some huge video on it to get a bunch of views.
I mean, that's the thing is, yeah, like with a separation, that doesn't mean divorce. So like if you're actually married, people separate, they do get back together because sometimes you separate to eventually divorce because you're done, or sometimes you separate, you go to counseling, but you live separately or whatever the case is. Yep. And then you can end up back together. Yeah. So, like, yeah, they could say that, but it just...
I just feel like they just do it for, like, few reasons.
Dumb.
I feel like it's just a money grab. They saw how...
The reason is dumb. Because anybody who's in an actual relationship or marriage, like, to just be like, my life is too crazy, so, like, bye. Mm-hmm. That just seems so... If you're in an actual marriage, that's so frivolous because... It's expensive and tough to get divorced, okay? It's like a process. So, like, why would that be the reason you put on your divorce documents? Yeah. You know? I don't know.
Well, in other news, away from this Jake and Tana stuff, I want to talk about this because I don't think we had, like, a real, like, conversation on it because we didn't have to deal with it on our sides. But I want to talk about how do you deal with your parents that don't accept your interracial relationship? And kind of get your thoughts on it as well as mine. So to give you like some like context to this.
Just kidding.
To give you some context to this, I saw like on Instagram like some girl was like answering questions, and people know that like she's in an interracial relationship with this black guy, and
who is
this person that I follow on Instagram.
Oh.
No one that you know, of course, because I like content. You know this.
Congrats.
I like the tea. So they were asking questions, and it was interesting because I think it was just passing Christmas, and like she took like a family photo with her and her family, and everyone's like, "Oh, where's this guy at?" And then like, it turns out she's like, "Oh," she like responded to the person's question, was like, "Oh, her family." She called them like big boomers. I'm just assuming because they're older is what she meant by calling them big boomers. Saying that they don't accept. And she called it biracial, and it's like that's not really the term I would use.
Biracial is the child.
Exactly, but yeah, they don't accept interracial relationships. And I was like, damn, it's really crazy to me because I know that's something you get a lot. I didn't really get that a lot when we first got together.
What?
what people asking, like, how does your family like feel about that?
Well, not for nothing. I feel like that's like a race thing. The reason I got it more than you did. And possibly a gender thing. Because think about it. I feel like white people would be more like that. Like, oh, he's black. Was that like a thing? Versus the other way around?
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
I don't know.
Because I have a post we can get into about like this Asian girl. Or no, I think it's this mixed girl. She's dating someone that's Asian, and like there's an issue there.
But also, I feel like sometimes when it's the woman too, and like I just feel like people are almost more protective in a sense. So they're all like, oh, like, is that fine? Like, how is he? Like, is it okay? Are they fine with it? And that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's my theory. Okay. I don't know.
Answer my question.
What?
Like, how was that whole experience of like when people ask, like, how did you handle it?
I would just kind of, I would just shrug it off and be like, yeah, I was like, it's fine. Like I
try to like prying for like information to like, you know, understand more.
No, I feel like once, you know, if someone were to ask, like, oh, was your family okay with it or your parents? And I was just like, oh yeah, I was totally fine. Like, they would either be like, okay, or they'd be like, oh, that's good. Like, you know, something like that. That's it. Like, because I feel like where can you really go with that? Because then you're like, what am I going to say? Because if, you know, if you say something after that, are you just trying to insult me? Like, what is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really have that issue, of course, especially just because my family's chill, and there was never like any pressuring, like I have to marry, you know, a black woman or whatever. But I feel like if I went through the issue of like, damn, my mom doesn't like this because like I'm not cool with my dad like that, so it is what it is. That thought doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. But if my mom was like, damn, I really want you to marry like a black woman, like it would suck that like you don't get your parents' support. But if it's like you got to take a long hard look at yourself and being like, what do you want more? Do you want someone that's gonna make you happy, or do you want to listen to your family that they think they know what's best for you, but it's their own bias?
And this is hard because this happens in a lot of cultures. This isn't even just a race thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it could be like, oh, you have to marry Italian or Jewish, or like you have to keep those alive, whether it's religion or like all of that. And that's stressful. So
how would you handle it if you, for example, okay, I think it was when did you tell your parents that I was black, like when first date or something?
I mean, yeah, because it was before you came to pick me up.
So
obviously, like you were gonna be there.
So first date comes up or whatever, and you're like, hey, mom, dad, I'm gonna go see this guy. His name's Shadell. He's a black guy.
I don't know if I said it before the first date. I've said it probably before you came to pick me up, which I think was the second date.
But nonetheless.
But I don't know if I said it before I actually went to meet you.
Well, I'm just trying to get into that like initial, like when you said it. And instead of you being confronted with like, okay, that's fine, whatever, and let's say you get hit with some pushback where it's like, hold up, like I want to see a picture of this guy. I want to like, why are you going out with?
Or some people, some parents would just be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, forget the picture. They would just be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not doing that.
So how would you handle that? That's something I'm trying to like understand.
I don't know, to be honest, because like it's one of those things you don't know until you're actually in it. But I'd probably at least push it back. I mean, and it's.
Would you really though?
The thing is too, it's also based on the relationship you have with your parents.
Exactly.
So.
Because would you really push it back?
I feel like I would have fought it some.
A little bit.
I would have been annoyed. I would have been. I would have wanted actual reason versus the whole typical, well, we're Jewish and so you have to keep that how it is. We can't have, we can't celebrate Christmas. We just celebrate Hanukkah, like that kind of thing.
Thought.
Like we can't be incorporating all that.
Here's what I would think you would do.
Oh God.
It's not me when I start telling the truth. I feel like, yeah, you probably, like, if they push on you saying, no, you can't see this man, you'd be like, why? Like you said. And then I feel like if they kept pushing on it and they were stern on it, you'd be like, okay, because, like, there's no attachment to this. be a first date or even a second date, you're like, okay, like I'm not gonna fight you
Okay,
guys on it.
first of all, I fall in love hard and fast. Okay, so like there is attachment at that point for me.
I know, and that first date was bomb. I know.
Okay, you know what? Yeah,
exactly.
I bowled 4 strikes. What now? It was bomb. You were impressed with me.
No.
Excuse.
You were impressed by my comfort. No.
By your what? Not English skills.
Exactly. I mean, my English skills that night. Hey.
What?
Hey, my English skills that night because we were talking. Okay.
Nah.
No. What?
What?
But
no,
I feel like you would cave.
I don't think so, but I don't have 100% answer for you. What's hard is I hate the whole like when they bring up that you still live with them, because once you are over 18, if you push too much, they could kick you out.
Yeah.
If it's like a real, like some families are hardcore.
Yeah.
Okay. And so like, that's what I'm saying is I feel like it really depends on your dynamic. Like me, I could have argued, but some parents, like you don't dare even raise your voice. Like there's levels. So I think that's really where it comes in is how much pushback can you realistically do? And
see, here's my thing. Like depending on who your parents are, I would say stay with the person that you're with that you're getting pushback from is how I would handle it. And like,
ooh,
I would like,
little rebel
I would post pictures, share. And like, I'm assuming your family probably follows you on Facebook or Instagram or whatever they follow you on, share pictures of like when you go out with this person, different things. So they start seeing this person a bit more. And these pictures, I'm sure you're putting the highlights of your life, when you go out on these dates with this guy or girl. And I feel like that's a good way to like kind of ease like a family member or like your family into like liking this person regardless of their race.
But how are they going to be able to do that if the parents have already said no? You're telling me that to go against them and post pictures and think that they'll fall in love with this person? No.
Well,
if they already said no, it's done.
Well,
they're not going to change their mind a lot of times.
It's tough. They
might get madder at you, and like I said, they might like kick you out or something. Like who knows?
It's a tough. Well, it's something where you have to like feel your parents out and know who they are to know what boundaries. But like the ones that you can like kind of maneuver, because I feel like if let's say your parents were stern and you were like still like if you were to post pictures of hey we're out here doing this whatever, and they see me or they see whoever consistently. You kind of get that attachment and you kind of like separate, like, I don't know. I feel like it kind of breaks down barriers in my mind, depending on the person, of course, because you're going to have someone that's like, no, like, he's black, can't have it. I want to have this, a Jewish guy for you or this Italian guy, or I know this girl that, cuts my hair that her son is very attractive. You should go see him, like, stuff like that. And I get it. Like, those are tough, but I just feel like if you're able to like share that like this person makes you happy and they're seeing this and it's not like you're pushing it in their face, it's just you posting pictures of like, hey, we went out on a roller coaster and here's a picture and we're smiling, having a good time. I feel like over time that'll eat at the barriers that are there.
Sometimes, like I said, it could go either way. It could go the extremes. Could either eat at the barriers and make them happy, or it can make them cut you off. Like I don't know, because that's a thing. There's parents that like if you go against them like that, you're done. Like that's what's so crazy about these restrictions, whether it's cultural or race or whatever it is. That is valued sometimes over happiness or over even your child as a whole. Like it's like that is the thing, and if you break that, like the fact that some parents can like cut their children off if they don't do that, I'm like, really? Like family traditions say it's like a holiday thing, or like religion and church, and like say like then you marry into someone who I don't know, they go to a synagogue instead of a church, and then they have different holidays they celebrate and all this. Oh, that was a motorcycle. Anyways, but it's like, so you're telling me the fact that now we don't have the exact same traditions, but maybe we could even incorporate and mesh them and have fun with that. But no, like, we have to have the same rigid traditions. That's why, that's the most important thing over your flesh and blood. Why? It blows my mind in all capacities, because at the end of the day, I've said it a million times, all it boils down to me, for me, is love. Mm-hmm. I don't care what that combination is. Yeah. Love is amazing. Everybody deserves it. However that happens. Like, who cares? Because that's the thing, too. Think about it. Maybe it's traditions that you want to keep going, like, generation to generation, and that's the, like, cultural thing. Say your kid still marries. You're both Italian or Irish or whatever. Those kids can still change those traditions within their own family then. Mm-hmm. So, like, you're not, like, say that they still marry that way, but then they're like, I never really liked doing that when I was growing up, so maybe, like, we won't do that with our kids. Like, you can't control your children as adults. Yeah. Period. Okay? So, I don't know. It really frustrates me.
So here's a post I found here about...
He's just like, okay.
About this girl. So the topic she put, or the subject, is called, I feel racially insecure in my relationship. I'm a biracial female and my boyfriend is Asian and I constantly feel racially insecure. His father is low-key racist and has said disrespectful things targeting black people. I constantly feel like I have a disadvantage because I am not Asian. For example, I feel as if I were Asian, his family would support us more. And I never truly feel like I will be accepted, so I try my best to stay out of the part of his life where he is with his family and around other Asian-raced people.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah. I have also told him about how I feel, but he tries to reassure me that it's not an issue, but I don't think he can help with my insecurities when it comes to my race or with my anxiety surrounding our racial differences. And then she's pretty much asking help. She doesn't know what to do.
I mean, she's right. He can't really help with that, but...
See, here's the thing. I get it. Can't really help much of it. But if I'm around, let's say I have you around my mom and stuff, and she says something wild about white people, I'll be like, Mom, chill out. You shouldn't be saying that. Like, at least tell your parent what.
Nothing.
What's so funny?
I thought of something. It's fine.
Do you want to say it?
No.
Okay. But like. There's something about, like, if you know it's affecting your partner, you should probably say, like, yo, you gotta chill. Like, this it's not a funny thing. That's where you defend
the person you're with, and and it's kind of sad that she feels like she can't be at those, like, family functions and stuff, because I have a lot of fun with those. Like, I like being involved in your family functions.
Well, here's the thing, because you see...
And that's where the blending happens. That's where the acceptance happens. That's where the love happens. That's where, like, you start now... Because you and I, we had been together 5 years and got married. And so, like, over those 5 years, by showing up more at different family functions, I sort of become a part of the family... So that by the time you get married, like, it already is. You know what I mean? Like, so, and which is nice. So that at the wedding, it's like everybody felt like home. Yeah. You know?
It's like, I see you guys however many times throughout the year. It's all hugs and kisses, talks, and all that stuff. And you just grow.
Right.
Like, it's funny. I was seeing pictures of my niece and nephew. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you were around that time. And it's like, growing up, like, with them, an example, like, they're like forever gonna know you as like a part of their like childhood in the sense of like seeing you at these events.
I know.
So it's like it's just
they're technically your cousins, by the way.
Oh yeah, my bad. Why I said
because they're so young, I know, but they're technically your cousins.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. I don't know what triggered that.
But I know. I still remember that. I remember the first event we went to. It was your cousin's, I think, graduation party, and it was in February. It was like 2 months after we started, like after we were official, and we got all dressed up, and I remember how itty bitty they were. And I can't believe like how big they're getting. And I'm like, no, like they were the little chubby face and like it's so cute.
Yeah.
So like,
So
I
it's
know.
like, yeah, the
And
family
that's
events
really
are important.
cool. Like,
I really feel like if you start calling like this guy, if this kid starts calling his dad out on being racist and saying like these like little comments, because it's like it's awkward for you to go and like check my mom, for example, on something. It's like
right, because that's the thing too, is at the end of the day, like you still don't want to step on toes. You still don't want to, because it's this delicate balance, okay? Because yeah, I want to stick up for myself, but that's your mom and you're important to me, and if I do too much, you and I are going to have an issue. And it's this whole weird kind of thing. So, yeah, and then it also plays where, like, yeah, we should be defending each other. If we're actually important to each other and going to build something, and this is, like, a real thing, then you need to be able to stand up to them. Because, like I said, like, previously how I was saying, like, you can't control your adult children. When you have adult children, you have to realize that they're going to make different choices than you, and they're going to live a little differently, and they're going to do stuff that maybe you don't always agree with. And that's okay. Like you can't get mad at them for living their life. Like again, it's the logic kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because you can't control them. And so then, yeah, as an adult now, yes, you're the child, but as an adult, you should be able to come back at your parent, like not like in a terrible way, but just kind of be like, yo, chill.
Yeah.
You know, not like World War III over here with your parent, but like, you know.
Yeah. If you can't ride for me,
that's a big deal. Is being able to defend each other in a relationship, and especially it being an interracial relationship, you may have to do that more. That's important to be able to see this person and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's awesome. Like, you're clearly not seeing something here.
Because at the end of the day, you have to look at it as like, it's you got, you know, you being in a relationship, whether you're different races or not, you guys aren't the problem. It's the person that's attacking you is the problem. Like, it's checking them to be like, yo, you got some bias. Check yourself. You shouldn't be like this. It's another person, regardless of their color.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I would start bringing, like, for example, if you weren't a part of family events, yeah, you're coming along with me. And like I said this in the very beginning when you're like so like on edge about like, man, I won't have these relationships. And I'm like, dog, you have to show up more. It's pretty.
I was
common
nervous.
Sense. Like
that was two things for me. One, it was because I had came from another long-term relationship, so for me it was a weird adjustment to come from having like a second family to now having to start over. So like there was that element, and then there was also that I was nervous because I've never been in an interracial relationship before, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I would be the only white person coming in and people would stare and be like, what are you doing with her? Like, because again, like we said earlier, maybe your house family was fine with me, but would everybody be fine with me? Like, I didn't know. And so that's nerve-wracking. Yeah. So for her, like, I know what you're saying, that you're like, oh, I'd bring her to more events and stuff. Just know that if you do that, you're going to have to kind of be extra supportive then while you're there, because she's going to be super nervous.
And see, here's my thing.
And she's not going to want to talk. She's not going to want to say anything wrong. She's not going to want to even, like, look at people probably. Like, she's going to be uncomfortable. And
here's my thing. The reason that, like, I wasn't worried, because, like, maybe it's me being, like, the older brother and, like, my family structure. Dog, I feel like me knowing everyone in my family, regardless if you're a cousin, uncle, whatever, like I'm gonna G-check if you say something crazy, just because it's like I'm kind of used to that, being the one to like hold things down for like my siblings,
which I get. But so, again, like, you and I were like new,
but that's I'm explaining, dog. I get that, but I'm saying from my perspective, it wasn't a big deal, because I'm like, if anything was to happen, dog, I'm not playing
Right.
that game.
And I mean, it was easy. I feel like it was easier for you because you only had the 3 people to show up for on my side. So like you didn't have a whole extra there's this family on this side and then there's this one and they have these parties and like there wasn't all this extra that it's like I have to now all these people have to get used to me.
See, here's the thing. You don't have to go too far into it if you don't want to, of course. But like it sounds like if other people were around, like, man, it would have been a rough time on your side.
I mean, I can't say.
Okay.
Because I don't know those people. I haven't known those people since I was like 5. So I have no idea.
Even people that passed away?
Oh, if you're referencing, okay.
I don't want to get into it.
Right. So referencing one of my grandparents, but by the time you would have come into my life, he had seemed to cool it. So, like, I don't know if it was because he was getting older or he was getting a little more out of it or what it was. Mm-hmm. So, by the time, even if he was around when you came into my life and he was in a home or something, like, I feel like it wouldn't have been...
Oh, that would have been...
much of a thing.
That would have been awkward as hell for me. I'm just going to say that now.
Well, yeah. But, Again, I didn't really know him, but like from what I've heard, he would say stuff that was kind of racist, but also not be super racist because then he had like his black friends like in the war and stuff. So like it didn't make sense.
I'm not racist. I have black friends.
Right. It didn't make sense. Like it was one of those where, you know how like older white people, like they sometimes just say dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's one of those where like he wasn't like... He wasn't ready to burn someone's building down because you were black. You know what I mean? Like he was, but it was just a thing. So I don't know because I didn't know him like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, when I think of like my dad's side and like other people, I have no idea what kind of people they were like racially. So I have no idea how that would have went at all. It beats me. So
well, I'm happy the way it is.
Yeah.
Lastly, before we get out of here, I have one more topic we gotta hit on. So, as you guys know, we recently got married. All that stuff. Wedding was last month, and I want to talk about this topic of this guy because he's gonna do a stupid mistake that I'm like, why?
Oh no.
Hold up, my iPad is like giving me a major issue. There we go. Check it. The subject is, should I tell her I brought the ring?
That he what?
He brought the ring. Bought the ring. My bad, not brought it.
Okay.
Bought, yeah. Should I tell her I bought
the engagement ring?
Yes.
Oh, because I thought this was going towards they were already engaged and getting married. Okay. Got it.
So.
No.
As all couples do, I feel like. They go to... jewelry stores, women trying to pregame the guy, be like, this is what I want, this is what I like, yeah.
Which is totally fair, because then if we hate it, it's awkward to say. I actually had a bride recently who told me that happened with her, and like there was this ring that he had made or whatever, and like she straight up told him, she's like, I love you, but like we have to change this ring because I just don't like it. So like that ended up being cool. Like they were fine doing that, but in most cases, you can't tell me that guys would not be super butthurt after doing all that if you were like, I don't like this. Like it's not about I don't want to marry you. It's about I have to wear this forever. Can we change it? That's a lot of stress.
Well, nonetheless, so this guy goes on to say, all right, so about a month ago, my girlfriend and I were out shopping and passed a jewelry counter with the ring there that she fell in love with.
Oh boy.
It's getting about that time to propose, so I went back later and bought the ring.
It's about that time.
And got it resized to her finger. Here's my question. Do I tell her I bought the ring before I pop the question, or do I wait and let the whole thing be a surprise because she won't know what's coming? Also, I have the family's permission and the other details. I just don't know what to do about whether to tell her or
so
not.
Wait, he's saying that he bought the ring she loved.
Yep.
Why would you tell her then? It's not like you're telling her because you're not sure if she's going to like it. You know she's going to love it. Most girls, I'll preface by saying most because some are not, most like surprises, this being the biggest surprise. Why is this even a question? If you're, dude, I get it. If you're like excited because you're like, I killed this, I got the exact one she wanted, like this is gonna be amazing, she's gonna love it, she's gonna ball, I get being excited. But like, plan it out how you want to do it. Like, plan it, envision it, because obviously half the battle is the ring, but the other half is like making sure it's a nice experience and that it's special, something she can tell her friends, and something that is, you know, a great memory and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, unless she's like, for some reason you're nervous that she's gonna freak out because it's a surprise, but like, no, if it's any ordinary proposal, no, it's not even a question. If you're really that eager, get on planning. Like, come on, make something happen then that makes it so that you propose.
Yeah.
Why is that even a question?
Stupidest thing. Like, I get you're excited, and like when I first bought it, I was excited, but I was not gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you.
You're not just gonna jump the gun. No.
Yo, what I did instead, I think I told my mom, like way back when I first got it.
Yeah.
And I may have told like a super close guy friend. I feel like one of my best men. Like that because I get it. It's an exciting thing to like shoot. It's kind of like it's like a milestone type of thing. So I get it. I totally get why you want to tell someone, but you shouldn't tell the person that's going to be getting it until it's time for you to ask that question.
Have the moment. It is so special. It's so important. I was going through my phone a few days ago, and I was going through like deleting different like videos and photos and stuff, and I came across our proposal video, and I didn't watch the one where you proposed because I want to watch that on the honeymoon.
Oh, pray for me.
But I watched the one after that you flipped the camera around, and like I was just in shock, and you were like, so like that just happened, like we were just like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's adorable. Like that's so important.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Get it out by talking to other people that aren't going to blab it, of course.
Right. That's also a big thing.
And then, you know, start planning it. If you have to sit down with a close friend that you trust and, you know, plan something out or whatever.
Something that's special to you guys. Whatever. Like, it doesn't have to take a year. Like, if you're that excited.
Crazy.
Right. If you're that excited, you could do it next month. You know, like, it's. Yeah.
I just had to share this.
But also don't rush it. Don't like do it tomorrow because you're eager and like then it wasn't anything that you wanted.
Yeah, sit on it, think about it, make sure it's something that, first off, make sure you actually want to propose instead of it just, because I feel like when women show you like, oh, I want this ring, and I get it, you're kind of caught in the moment.
You know what, sir? Not everyone's like you, okay? Maybe he was like, yeah.
Make sure you fully want to be committed.
He was like, oh, good, I was just thinking about what to get. That happens.
No problem. No, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give all options.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, figure out. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like I did it in literally a hotel room, but like we were at a dope trip in Mexico, and now when no one asked me, of course, but whenever people ask you, at least people are gonna be like, "Oh, he did it in Mexico."
Nobody asked me. No one really.
No one asked me. Yeah, the first like month or two, but after that, no one. I'm the words are never gonna come out of my mouth from anyone. No one's gonna care.
That's so funny. No one asked me.
Like no one's gonna ask.
So many people ask me, but that's always. I mean, I get it. I love proposal stories. The funny thing is, I didn't end up crying for my own proposal because I was in shock mode, but I cry at like every proposal, like every video, everything on the internet. Like
So mine wasn't worth crying for.
No, you had me shocked. You had me shooketh,
just like you didn't want to shed a tear as I was doing my great vows. Like,
first of all, I did choke up a little bit.
Yo, I swear we get.
But I sobbed beforehand, so that happened.
When we get that video back, I'm just gonna cringe at that moment. And if we ever put it up on YouTube,
you can see in like you can see in some of the early photos, like I'm just like I think it's so like adorable. I'm like cheesing.
No.
Like I'm just like, this is great.
It's not a good time. All right, guys. I feel like this is gonna be a little wrap up here. Yeah, we got some plans. We got some things happening. A lot of things. Next episode, I want to talk about like our 2020 goals, and I'll probably go back and talk about like our 2019 goals and what was that, and if we achieved them and all that stuff.
Crushed it.
We shall see.
Crushed it.
We're going to have to wait until next Tuesday for that episode.
Oh, look at, he's like a TV show. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, you got to turn me on.
Okay, this just got really weird. I'm sorry, guys.
Man, I haven't said this in a while, so I'm going to say it in 2020. Guys, if you're listening to this on iTunes or even Spotify, whatever you're listening to this on, please take a moment, if possible. I really appreciate it. If you can go to iTunes, give us a rate and review. As always.
5 stars, 5 stars.
Thank you. I appreciate the support 100%. Thank you for everyone that's been rocking with us throughout, since we've been doing this for a long time throughout 2019. We plan on continuing, going strong, not missing an episode in 2020.
Yeah, guys, okay, give us credit. Even with the holidays, even when I was literally dying from sickness and this guy's an asshole, okay? Or like the wedding or our honeymoon, like all this. We're like, it's like we're before the honeymoon right now, and we're sitting here recording 2 episodes so that we don't miss any.
We gotta put content out.
Like, guys, come on, we got you.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, keep things active. I know you guys like listening to the podcast. I want to keep those up, and me personally, I just hate missing a week because I feel like, man, like why didn't we put anything up? So, I appreciate everyone for listening. Liking, commenting on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Following us on those platforms if you want. If you have questions, I'm always saying this, guys. If you have questions you want to send us it through either a voice message through anchor.fm and we'll play it on the next podcast, or send it through our Gmail, which is PagingTheSimpsons@gmail.com. It's also in the description of this episode. We want to get more of our, listeners' questions, thoughts, opinions, views, whatever. So anything we said on here that you're like, I didn't like that. Send us a voice message. We'll respond back to it on the next episode. We are all down for it.
What he said.
With all that being said, guys, we are going to wrap this bad boy up. We will see you next Tuesday talking about our 2020 goals, trying to make life happen. I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I am leaving with my lovely wife,
Lauren.
and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace out.